The short answer to the title of this video is yes. Notion absolutely helped me hit my goals this year. In fact, my Q4 percentage is 96. That is probably the only 96% this Indian girl is ever going to get in her life, but I'll take it. Hi guys, this week we're in my fleece, we're in my bedroom, my old bedroom when I was a teenager, and we are reviewing my Notion goals. And I thought this would be a really interesting video to do because I got Notion in June, July time, and I made a video all about how I set it up and how I set up my goals planner. I basically took the decision to finally write my goals down, not only write them down, but also be brave enough to actually write mini goals down and like how I'm gonna measure those goals. So for example, starting this YouTube channel and wanting to progress with it, the metrics I was using were, subscribers, watch time percentages, and other like metrics that were more unique to what I want you guys to get out of this channel and what I want to also, provide to you guys. But I also put in there professional goals related to my career. So the big one for this year was passing the final level of my chartered accountancy qualification, which I did, and it was a result of, breaking down those goals into further goals. So just an example, I'm gonna jump into my goals planner, and I basically, for passing TPE, which you can see here, I broke that down into doing 5 case studies a week, revising all the relevant modules from the last round, and also going over the modules specific to this level of the qualification. So I was completing these and like putting in the progress every week, every 10 days or so. I wasn't that diligent with this measurable outcomes part, but I was checking in with it because I knew it was there. Like I knew it was there waiting for me to kind of fill it in. The way I set up these databases, and I will link to an article in the description box that helped me do this, but it's basically a modified KPI measurer to basically measure my goals and be able to see like these little progress bars, and then for a final progress rate to appear right at the top. So because I did pass TPE, I have scored quite highly this quarter. I also hopefully will be ending the year on 300 subscribers. Hopefully like 100 of you don't unsubscribe by the end of the year. Please don't. And that has helped me hit that goal as well. And as you can see, I've broken down my goals into quarters because months for me it was almost too little. Like nothing was going to happen in a month. I felt like nothing was going to happen in a month. Maybe in 2022. I don't feel ready to start in 2021 yet. Quarters was really nice because 3 months is a nice, cute little time period to assess progress, to be able to make changes and also then see the results of those changes. And a huge takeaway I got from this is that from Q3 to Q4, I basically got more specific. So this right here, these exercise 6 times a week in October, November, and December, those weren't there for Q3 because I just put exercise 5 days a week and I left it at that, and it wasn't specific enough for me to kind of feel like I was making any progress towards that. So I kind of felt the effects of not really focusing on the S in smarter. Another thing I regret doing is not actually breaking down things even more. One of my professional goals as well was to read a couple of business and career related books, and I actually put down in the measurable outcomes, read 4 books in Q4, and that was it. And I basically forgot about that one. When I was updating the exercising 6 times a week and the subscriber rate, I basically did not even bother to update the book one because I knew I wasn't reading every day. So I feel like that wasn't specific enough, and again I felt the effects of skipping out on the S in smarter and also kind of like the M, because I wasn't really measuring anything by just putting down I want to read 4 books this quarter. That's not really helping anything. I had no reason why. I just kind of linked it to professional development and that was it. That's kind of a regret I have from this quarter, is not being specific enough and more intrinsically attracted to that goal, like knowing why I really want to achieve that and what I'm going to get out of actually reading 4 books this quarter. I think the best thing about putting my goals into Notion, updating it every week or so, seeing my progress, seeing the little percentages up here update, and then seeing the like overall percentage update, was definitely like feeling the effects of me making moves towards the overall quarterly goal. And I think this is a really good segue into emphasizing the importance of the E and the R in smarter goals. So basically evaluating or reflecting on the goals, and also the R, I've taken the R to mean more rewarding myself for hitting those goals. So in quarter 3, I didn't feel like I should have rewarded myself because I got 68%. I don't know if I'm being like way too harsh on myself. I did celebrate getting 100 subscribers on YouTube and that felt awesome, but that was just kind of like a Friday night drink. It wasn't anything more than that. This quarter, I am definitely going ham on the reward section because I am, first of all, an exam qualified chartered accountant. So that was like a kind of huge one. And also, I've really stayed consistent with YouTube, and my motivation to like post on here a lot is like sky high right now. I've got so many video ideas. I've got so much drive for next year because I'm doing something I've always wanted to do for the better part of 12 years, and I feel like I'm doing it well, so I'm going to put more effort into it. And obviously I'm doing it well because my progress bar says I am. And I could speak to you for hours on the different quotes and the different real life examples of how goal setting is really important to actually hitting goals and like actually doing things you want to do. And the one that resonates with me the most is that if you aim for nothing, you're going to hit it every time. And it's so true. The beginning of this year, I was aiming for nothing. I literally was aiming for nothing. I was kind of just like cruising along, hoping for the best, and then just kind of thinking, you know, if stuff happens that's in line with my life plan, then it was meant to be. And that is literally like just not what I want to be doing. Now that I know the power of actually writing down your goals, being really specific, and doing like little things often towards those goals. I want to admit that, you know, I wasn't making moves towards these goals every day. There are days where I get so flat, and the last thing I want to be doing is something that aligns with my goals or something that will eventually pay off. Some days I just kind of live from waking up to going to bed and just enjoy my day, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I really want to emphasize that because I think there's definitely, just as there's a line between productivity and toxic productivity, there's a line between kind of setting goals and just living your life and actually just being happy. And that is obviously like really deep, but it's true. The importance of having like your overall life plan and values that you really assigned yourself to is that it helps you think of goals to set that are in line with what you want out of your life and why you're setting these goals. And goal setting is super emotional, super personal, and there's no right way to do it. There are no goals that are correct and kind of prescribed to certain people, certain industries, certain ways of living life. They're so personal, and all of my goals are going to be completely different to all of yours and everyone else's out there. So it's really important to keep that in mind when you are like setting these goals. And also I like to make sure that the goals I am setting in like the goals section that derive from my life plan are not like unrealistic, because there's such a fine line. Like I said, when I'm setting this goal for quarter 1 to end the quarter on 1,000 subscribers, that feels to me a tiny little bit wild. Just looking from this quarter, I aimed for 300. I'm hopefully ending on 400. So I did beat that a little bit, but I feel like I could have pushed myself a little bit more in setting that goal because, you know, I am consistent with YouTube. I am really driven with it. So it's not kind of too wild to assume that I could hit quite a ambitious goal. Finding that balance between ambitious and achievable is really kind of hard with goal setting, but I'd advise you to lean towards the more ambitious side of goal setting, and that's exactly what I'm doing here. So I've put in 1,000 subscribers. I don't know if I'm being wild, but I want to try, and it's better than putting down 500, which, you know, it's not really motivating because it's in an area that I'm working on anyway. So for my goals in the next year, so for quarter 1 2021, I'm gonna add some goals, and I'm gonna do that after I'm gonna reflect on this quarter, probably in the next couple of days, maybe after Christmas when I'm feeling like all like cuddly and warm. So for quarter 1, I want to focus on YouTube, so I'm gonna and then I'm gonna basically add in some outcomes that will help to measure against that. So here is where I'd previously maybe just like guess and throw a number that I'm comfortable aiming for that isn't too much. I might just put 1,000, and I'm basically just gonna add things like that to my goals of the quarter, and then the progress will show up in the quarter here. So as you can see, quarter 1 is showing as 39%. So the progress of each goal here is going to end up showing up in YouTube in the goal section, and then it's going to end up showing up in the quarters here. And I'm basically just going to add more metrics that I want. So for here, I'm going to try and maintain my watch time. there, and as you can see, it's like bumped up that 39%, and it shows up overall as progress here. So I like to make not that many goals each quarter. I like to just keep it at like 4 main ones, and because work is kind of different this year, it's not really the typical trying to do well and then trying to pass my exams because there's no more exams left. It's kind of like all professional development now. So there are actually things I want to do professionally, which is learning a couple of coding languages. So I'm gonna pop in here, and then I want to keep my skipping up. So I'm really bad at running and stuff and like other aerobic activity. That actually seems like so many skips. I'm a little bit nervous for myself. We'll move. Oh my god, I keep forgetting to put emojis on my goals. And I'm basically just going to keep doing this alongside my overall like life plan goals, which is like 5 major goals I'd like in my life. And there are less goals and just more like characteristics of the person that I'd want to be. Then my goals for each quarter kind of stem from that. So that's why I've kind of broken it down into hobbies, professional, fitness, and then kind of like mindset and lifestyle. So for my mindset and lifestyle, I do actually journal daily on Notion, which you will also seen if you've watched my Notion workspace tour video. I do have a daily journal that I put in, and I've also got like a weekly plan that I do, but the daily journal is starting to feel too digital. I sometimes wake up and I do not want to open my laptop. I just don't, but I do want to kind of empty out my mind. So I did last week. I bought my first physical journal in a while, and I'm going to basically try and journal. I want to make the commitment to do it from now, but journal once a week for 12 weeks. So I do mindset. So I've kind of got some goals set up here. I might add more measurable outcomes based on ways that I personally measure these certain goals, and this is basically setting me up for quarter 1 alongside my overall life plan and alongside, you know, journal prompts and other things that I like to do to keep me on track, keep me thinking of these things at least on a daily basis, if not, you know, every couple of days, and just making sure that I'm always making progress, even if that means standing still. I just don't want to move backwards. This was a little bit of a really casual video, just walking through how Notion has really helped me set these goals and achieve these goals, and how I have set myself up for quarter 1 2021, which I'm so excited for. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoy setting your own goals for 2021. Let me know if you also use Notion's database feature for your goal setting and like tracking your progress and things like that. But yeah, I hope you have built a system for success in 2021. Hope you enjoyed this video. Bye!